区块链技术的最大市场是金融市场，而金融市场每秒钟需要处理成千上万的交易。如果区块链技术希望取代世界上众多的金融终端的话，那就必须扩容达到或者甚至超过当前交易量，才能够证明取代它们的可能性。目前我们经常提到的方案有 Layer 1的 DAG。有像无环图和分片技术 ，Layer 2的侧链、子链和状态通道等等。而今天我们将会从网络层面来看一下当下唯一的一个零层 Layer 0的 BDN 扩容解决方案。那么我们今天的节目嘉宾就是 bloXroute Labs 波斯路实验室的联合创始人和首席架构师 Alexander 教授。阿来教授呢，也是美国西北大学计算机教授、谷歌 MLab 发起人、网络中立性专家。
Welcome to Hive, Professor Alex. It's very nice to have you here. Professor Alex is the co-founder of bloXroute. bloXroute is the first blockchain project solving the blockchain scalability problems, which only focus on layer 0. As we all know that the common solutions on scalability problems is on layer 1 or layer 2. So please tell us when and why have you started to come up with this idea of developing bloXroute on layer 0?
Yes, so basically I'm a professor of computer science, and my main expertise lies in computer networks. And so the first time I looked at this problem, I realized that the blockchain scalability problem in its essence is a computer networking problem. Why is that the case? Because you have a number of different nodes that sits on different parts of the world. If you want to transmit data effectively between different nodes, you must have a good networking and a good network infrastructure. And basically this is why, this is how it came to me that, hey, maybe all these guys working in cryptography and other things, they are doing their best to kind of make things that the system works well. However, there is a lot of things that we can do at the networking layer to make sure that it all works well. So this is, in short, how we came up with the so-called layer 0 approach.
And when did you start this project?
So the project started in sometimes in mid-2017. Initially, it was my former PhD student, now bloXroute Labs CEO Urit Larman, who was one of the founders. And soon after, we were joined by our colleagues from Cornell University, Professor Emin Gunsir, who is a big name in the blockchain community, and his PhD student, because they had some related project, and we felt that if we do things together, it would be much better than if we push things on our own.
So how does bloXroute work?
So basically, bloXroute is, I would like to say, it's a content distribution network for blockchains. And so we call it a blockchain distribution network. And basically what it is not just a network infrastructure. It is a smart network infrastructure, because many of the things that we are doing is actually similar to the way that content distribution network helped the World Wide Web to kind of achieve the success. So basically, a blockchain distribution network consists of relay nodes, which are high-end servers that sits, that's a global network, and of a gateway software which we put on blockchain nodes. And hence, the key techniques that we are using are transaction indexing. We are capable of significantly reducing the size of the blocks in a blockchain system. And the second thing is that we are doing some very good optimization things to help blocks propagate swiftly through the network. And with all of this, we are capable of pushing the scale of blockchains by more than 1,000 times relative to where they are currently.
Okay, great. Layer 1 is focused on developing the blockchain itself. Layer 2 is more focused on off-chain solutions. So tell us what makes Layer 0 solutions is different from the others, and what makes it special, and who can benefit from the Layer 0 solution?
Yes, so we are totally aware of this. Of course, we are aware of all these Layer 1 and Layer 2 solutions, and we don't feel that we're competing with any of those solutions, right? So whatever you do at Layer 0, if you do some smart things such as sharding or DAG or anything like that, that's good for that particular blockchain project. But what we are bringing to the table is that we are additionally pushing the scale independent of what already there exists on Layer 1. And so regarding who benefits most from what we are doing, I think the great beneficiary of our system are the end users, because the whole purpose of scaling blockchains is to reduce significantly the cost of the transactions so that the users don't have to pay large fees. For example, in Bitcoin Cash, the fees are much lower. They are like 1 Satoshi per byte, which is the minimum possible, while on these other systems such as Bitcoin, where you have congestion, there the fees go up. So in a scalable system, the fees should significantly go down, and hence the end users are the main beneficiaries of our system. The second big beneficiary are mining pools and miners. It's free of charge, but down the road, with large scale, despite the fact that the fees can significantly go down for the end users, because there is much larger number of transactions, the revenue for the miners should go up. And so we are trying to make sure that we make a good feel for everybody in that system.
So Professor, can you name a few, give us a few examples, like who are exactly the end users? Like, yeah.
So basically, our gateway goes to the mining pools and to the nodes. And so the mining pools are necessarily one of the users that are directly using our software, and others who are using our software are any blockchain node who actually wants to hear about transactions and blocks faster. So this could be exchanges, this could be wallets, anybody who is actually need to understand what's happening with the blockchain, they have pretty good incentives to use our system. And the end users are the developers of these distributed applications, end users who are sending money from point A to point B. They are the ones whose fee should significantly be decreased so that it still all works fine.
Thank you. Tell us the current difficulties on the development.
Yes.
Especially in the technical way.
Yes. So basically, I mean, I'm an academic, so I'm a professor. I mean, it's not easy to come up with ideas. However, once you have an idea, it's not that hard to actually write a paper. I mean, expressing what your idea is a totally okay thing. But then what is challenging is to actually generate and to develop a system that can actually be used by the users, right? So basically, this was the biggest challenge in what we are doing. Despite the fact that you think, oh, it's going to be easy, this is a simple system that needs to be deployed. However, once you actually start working on it, you figure out there's so many problems on a daily basis, which is because this is a very large-scale system. It can have a large number of nodes, and so making sure that things are working fine is super important. But in all of this, I think it is essential that when you're building such a large-scale system, is to have a very clear and simple and strong idea. Because once you have that idea, then it's, even if things don't go easy on a day-to-day basis, you can still come back and say, listen, the idea is healthy and it's good, let's keep pushing, and we are gonna resolve all these smaller problems that are necessary.
Okay, I have one more question.
Yes.
So I know that one of the specialties of bloXroute is that you have the end-to-end encrypt, right? And also cutting through root.
Yes.
How do you implement everything all together? Any difficulties? Challenges?
I mean, there are challenges on a daily basis with what we are doing. So the cut-through routing is a technique that has been used in network switches. However, we are the first to use this technique in blockchains. And so whenever you're doing something for the first time, it can still be challenging, and so basically there could be a lot of issues with that, but we are coping with that. With respect to encryption, when we started off, we figured out that, hey, doing encryption is not an easy thing because there is a price to be paid because it takes time to encrypt blocks. And so this is why it took us a while to optimize these things, to reduce, to use the different techniques to encrypt and decrypt. So we were capable of pushing this thing quite well. But again, yes, there are always challenges in anything that we do, particularly with these technological things.
Okay, thank you, Professor. So Professor Alex himself is from Northwestern University. I learned the whole team is from very, very top universities from the United States. They have members from the Cornell University. So please tell us more about your team.
So basically, our team is currently, Uri Klarman and myself are two founders from Northwestern, and Professor Gunsir and his PhD student Sumya Basu were founders from Cornell. And so then when we started off, we were able to grow our team to around 25 people currently.
Yeah.
Of the 25 people, more than 95% are full-time employees. And more than 70% of our team are software engineers. And so we are very kind of tech-oriented company where we really have to build this product. And so this is why it's necessary that the majority of our team are tech people. That said, we had some really good business development, PR people, investor relations people, but they're still a minority. But they're doing a great job. I'm super proud to tell you that we have really very strong people on all locations in our company.
Thank you, Professor.
Thank you.
So tell us what's the current stage of bloXroute?
So basically, currently the situation is following. So 1 month ago, we reached a significant milestone to have a test network with more than 300 nodes all over the world, where we were able to push Bitcoin to more than 1,000 transactions per second. And while this looks like precisely what we have promised that we're going to do, still, once you do it, that really was a big milestone, and it took us 1 year to come to this particular result. And so basically, this was the big milestone. Currently, what we are doing is that we are basically having tests with the mining pools all around the world, many of them in China. We're having a great collaboration with Chinese mining community. And basically what we're doing some tests with the Bitcoin Cash blockchain. We are able to push these large blocks, 32 megabyte blocks, and we are showing significant improvement that the system gets when the bloXroute is used relative to when it's not used. In about 2 weeks or so, we are hopeful to start the experiments on the Ethereum mainnet.
Yes.
And this is going to be important because we feel that the networking in Ethereum, the networking part of Ethereum is not as good, and at the same time, Ethereum is not using these compact blocks and other techniques, so we are hopeful that we would be able to significantly help them with this approach. Down the road, once we are done with this, in about a month or so, we are going to release our product for Bitcoin, Bitcoin Cash, and Ethereum. And after that, this is one of the reasons why I'm in China, we are talking to many blockchain projects, including Chinese ones. Yeah. And so we are going to select to move forward with some select number of blockchain systems, which we want to connect to our system and help them scale and achieve their dreams.
When you talk, I noticed that you used a few weeks and 1 month or so.
Yes.
So can I see it as you will finish everything within this year, like all you mentioned?
Basically, the milestones that we promised are pretty much, we are on track with them. And so however, once you finish one set of milestones, you have to give yourself another set of milestones.
Yes.
So with these 3 blockchains, which is Bitcoin, Bitcoin Cash, and Ethereum, we are doing pretty well. Yes. And given that there is a large number of blockchain systems out there, we really want to focus on the ones that we think have a good chance of being very successful, and we want to team up with teams that are good. And so this is coming in the next 6 months. We want to take another 3 or 6 projects and try to connect to them and help them scale.
I see. So the next question will be very interesting. Everybody is curious to know how you design the token economy of bloXroute.
Yes. So basically, as I said, we are not a blockchain system, and hence one of the reasons is we don't want to compete with the blockchain system that we want to support. Yeah. And at the same time, it's a real-world economy, and you can't do things just because an idea is good. So we still have to raise money, and we still have to find ways to fund our project and to make it a win-win-win for everybody. And so basically, what we do have is a bloXR token, which is an ERC20 token that sits on Ethereum, but it's a security token. Yes. And basically that token is simply a gateway to the future revenues that our network is going to create. Okay? And so it's a very simple dividend model where, for example, if you own 10% of BLXR tokens. I wish you do. If you can buy, if one day the network makes 10 bitcoins of the fees that we're going to collect once the throughput of a particular blockchain network goes above a particular threshold, then if the network makes 10 bitcoins and you own 10% of BLXR tokens, on that day you're going to earn 1 bitcoin, because 10% of 10 bitcoins is 1 bitcoin. And so it's a very simple dividend model. Dividends are used in economics for more than 100 years. People understand what it looks like. Before any revenues come, we have to raise money, and so we are selling this token currently to the accredited investors, because our token is a security token, because there is a strong regulation things in US. Our lawyers are talking to SEC and we're paying them a lot of money. And basically the idea is that we want to have for regular people to be able to buy our token. And to get to that, we are hopeful that we are going to be approved for the regulation 8+. Enables you to crowd sale the token, and so we are still working with SEC, but we are hopeful that sometimes next year we would be able to reach that point when then we would be able to try to sell our token to the world.
Do you have a clear timeline for the token sale?
So thus far we had two token pre-sale, which we had with accredited investors. We are likely to have one other round by the end of this year. We are working hard with the regulators so that everything is in order. And this is good also for those who buy the token. People want to buy something that is legal. They don't want to come into situations where it's unclear what is that they own. So we are making sure that it's good for everybody and it's all legally covered.
Sure. So I understood bloXroute is, we have lawyers talking to SEC.
Yes.
And at the same time, we designed it as a security token.
Correct.
Can I see it that you will do the tokening STO way?
Yes, absolutely. From the very beginning, we were very clear that our token is going to be a security token, and we didn't do this because it was popular at that time to avoid utility tokens. We didn't want to be a utility token because we didn't want to compete with the very projects that we want to support.
Thank you, Professor. So is there anything that you want to share with my audience that I haven't covered yet?
Nothing in particular. Basically, I've spent last 2 weeks in China, meeting with many projects, meeting with investors, meeting with the mining pools. And people are asking me here and there, so what do you think about the Chinese blockchain scene? How do you feel our projects are? And I have to tell you that the projects I've seen are really good. Actually, the level of enthusiasm about blockchains is very high, and this is important. And I feel really confident that we are going to have a really good collaboration with the Chinese blockchain community, which I think is really great. And I'm telling this from the heart. I'm not doing this because we're on TV, but that's really what I think.
When is the next time coming to China?
Most likely it's going to happen in September, again to Shanghai and maybe other cities. And we realize that this is a huge opportunity for us, and that's why we're coming back.
Thank you.
Thank you
so much.
Thank you. It's great
Nice to have
meeting
you
you.
here.
Yes, thank you.
感谢教授与我们的分享。波斯路通过网络技术缩短全网同步时间，将区块链的交易处理能力扩大了1000倍。它的构造区块分发网络不仅广播区块，同时还有交易信息。波斯路的出现，不论是对现有解决方案 Layer 1和 Layer 2的补充，还是为更多项目提供一个新维度的扩容模式，我们都非常期待和关注波斯路实验室在今后的表现。感谢您的收看，我是 Camille。